Thought I'd read a bit of the Tanakh, the Old Testament, Isaiah, because I thought it was kind of interesting in terms of the history and um, religious prophetical statements and the kind of language that they use, which other people have said it was kind of deep and profound and almost hard to understand. So, starting off, the vision of Isaiah, the son of Amoz, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, O give ear, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, my people does not consider. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. Iniquity. Interesting. A seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They have gone away backward. Okay, that's quite an interesting start. Guess it's saying the people of Israel have been laid with wickedness and immorality. They have sinned and kind of forgotten the Lord and His gift to the Israelis, Jewish people. Why should you be stricken any more? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it. Oh, so you're saying it's empty or something, I guess? There's nothing in your head? But wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Okay, so they're saying we should be pretty much destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah. And kind of some imagery about how the city looks. Kind of like an abandoned hellhole. Maybe like Philadelphia or something like that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice imagery. Very, for kind of, for the Bible at least. Hear the word of the Lord. You rulers of Sodom, give ear unto the law of our God, you people of Gomorrah. To what purpose is the multitude of your sacrifices unto me? Said the Lord, I am full of the burnt offerings of rams, and the fat of fed beasts, and I delight not in the blood of bullocks, or of lambs, or of he goats. When you come to appear before me, who had required this at your hand to tread my courts? Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. By oblations, I'm guessing they mean offerings. So don't give us any kind of useless offerings. And things like incense from the smoke and stuff like that is just kind of useless. And kind of like a corrupted version. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. So, again, he's calling it an iniquity, kind of an evilness, wickedness. Solemn meeting, I'm guessing, is kind of like worship they do every Sabbath. Your new moons and your appointed feasts my soul hate. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. Come now, and let us reason together, said the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If you be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. But if you refuse and rebel, you shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. Okay. So I guess, like, if you redeem yourself, if you kind of pray for forgiveness, I guess, and, well, probably not pray for forgiveness, but retract your ways and go back to the old ways of God, then you can, have redemption. Harlot, I think they mean like a prostitute, like Mother Harlot. So that's it's kind of interesting, I guess. And I'm not really sure about this kind of sins be red and, they could actually still be white. I think red is bad, but white is pure, so if you kind of be willing and obedient and, not refuse and rebel, your sins can be purified. So yeah. How's the faithful city become a harlot? It was full of judgments, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers. Your silver is become dross, your wine mixed with water. Dross, I think, just means worthless. Your princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loves gifts and follows after rewards. They judge not the fatherless, neither does the cause of the widow come unto them. Therefore said the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies. Okay, so the Lord will kind of do that. And I will turn my hand upon you, and purely purge away your dross, and take away thy tin. Purge away your dross. Purge away your rubbish, I guess. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors at the beginning. Afterward, you shall be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness. Zion. I guess that's probably just another word for Israel. The land of Israel. Or at least under, like, holy Jewish hands. And I find this kind of imagery to be quite interesting. It's almost like the contrasting way of saying it. It's like you're getting rid of your thing and taking away the tin or something. Although maybe I'm just kind of overthinking it. Yeah. And the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake the Lord shall be consumed. Transgressors, I guess. I guess somebody that kind of violates laws and stuff like that, I guess. Transgress is used quite a bit in the Bible. Consumed. Wow. Be eaten? Probably means just be consumed by evil or something, I don't know. For they shall be ashamed of the oaks which you have desired, and you shall be confounded for the gardens that you have chosen. For you shall be as an oak whose leaf fades away, and as a garden that hath no water. And the strong shall be as tow, and the maker of it as a spark, and they shall both burn together, and none shall quench them. Wow. So you're kind of like a tree who has kind of died in a garden that has no water, and you kind of it's kind of like a flint and steel maybe, and you kind of just burn together forever. Ashamed of the oaks which you have desired. Is oak like some kind of symbol here? Kind of mixed up for the gardens that you have chosen. Huh. That's interesting. The word of that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come you, and let us go up the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. O house of Jacob, come you, let us walk in the light of the Lord. Okay, so they mentioned Jacob, God of Jacob, as well. Kind of the Lord's palace or house or something, kind of on the mountains. Not sure if that's supposed to be literal or metaphorical. Maybe like an actual temple that they're going to make to reestablish kind of the religion again, and end war, I guess. I'm not sure what plowshares and pruning hooks are. I think those are just kind of farming tools. Plows and pruning saws or shears and stuff like that, I guess. So, okay, so yeah, basically no more fighting. And because no more fighting, because you're gonna kind of like beat it into farming tools, I guess, or change them into farming tools. That's pretty cool. That's quite unique imagery. Therefore thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob. because they be replenished from the east, and are soothsayers like the Philistines, and they please themselves in the children of strangers. Their land is also full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is also full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots. Kind of getting a bit nervous on my neck there. Anyway, their land is also full of idols. They worship the work of their hands, that which their own fingers have made. And the mean man boweth down, and the great man humbleth himself. Therefore forgive them not. Oh, mention the Philistines, who were pretty bad people in the Bible. So you have forgotten or forsaken, kind of abandoned the people of the Jacobian tribe, because they're mixing with people like the Philistines. Or no, they're mixing with people from the east, and our people like the Philistines. Children. Oh God! So I think that that might imply pedophilia there. Pedophilia and rape. Their land is full of silver and gold, and so yeah, again, like, how they're kind of being corrupted and stuff like that, I guess. Mean man bow down. Great man humbles himself. So just don't forgive them because they're bowing down and humbling themselves? Huh. Enter into the rock and hide you in the dust, for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down. Oh, I think bowed just means like kind of reduced. Yeah, and haughtiness is just kind of like arrogant and stuff like that. Disdainful. And the Lord alone shall be exalted on that day. In that day. Be kind of like given status and rising above the people. But what? Enter into the rock again? Is that like some kind of metaphor? Unless you're actually going to go inside like a cave or something. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud, that one that is proud and lofty. It's very interesting how they kind of like italicize some words. Like, I'm not sure if they're even trying to like exaggerate them or highlight them out or anything. And upon every one that is lift up, and he shall be brought low, and upon all the cedars of Lebanon that are high and lifted up, and upon all the oaks of Bashan, and upon all the high mountains, and upon all the hills that are lifted up, and upon every high tower, fenced wall, ships of Tarshish, pleasant pictures, and the loftiness of man shall be bowed down. Loftiness, I think they just mean like haughty, arrogant, and stuff like that, I guess. And the haughtiness of man shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. So again, I think it's like it's kind of repeating what it said just then, I guess. And the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth, for fear of the Lord and the glory of his majesty, when he arise to shake terribly the earth. Okay, so they're actually kind of going into the caves and stuff like that, I guess. In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks, for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty, when he arise to shake terribly the earth. Seize you from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, from wherein is he to be accounted of? Huh? See, take you from man? Where should he be accounted of or something? Is he dead or something? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So, his idols and stuff like that. Alright. For behold the Lord of hosts, do take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man. And the counselor, and the cunning artificer, and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes, and their babes shall rule over them. They say babes quite a lot in the Bible. It just means babies. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. And the child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. So like the non-honorable people, I guess, the people on the ground, trash. Okay. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, You have clothing, be our ruler, and let this ruin be under your hand. In that day shall he swear, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. So, again, okay, Lord of Hosts. So this is the guy that's kind of got, he's prudent, he's like a prophet and stuff like that, judge. He leads 50 people, or is that like father of 50 or something? The hell? Make me not a rule of the people, for Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory. The shew of their countenance does witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Curse their soul, I guess. Countenance, I guess, just means disobedience, or like facial expression, I think. Yeah, kind of like allowance, permitting. Shoe. What's shoe again? Just show. The show of their kind of approval, witnesses against them. Okay. Great, like, very interesting kind of wording. Like, they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Or misery, I guess. As for my people, say you to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Wow, okay. Is this some kind of matriarchal thing? With like child emperors and stuff? O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. The Lord stand up to plead, and stand to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof. For you have eaten up the vineyard. The spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean you that you beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor? Said the Lord God of hosts. Moreover the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. I think mincing just means kind of like a very affectionate way of moving. It's kind of has a very, yeah, kind of like a stalking manner almost, or something. Kind of used for men though. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls and their round tires like the moon. Tires? What? Calls, and tires. Okay. Again, maybe that's just referring to some kind of like ornament or jewelry that they're wearing. Headdress, I guess. I don't know what that's referring to. I'm guessing maybe that's an earring or something. The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings, the nose jewels, changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glosses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of a well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, of a girding of sackcloth. Sackcloth. I think that's just, is that like a belt or what? Like, maybe it's just like the thing that they're wearing, I guess. Yeah. I don't really know what that is. I think it's just some kind of garment. Or a robe or something. Probably robe or something. And burning instead of beauty. Your men shall fall by the sword, and your mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit up the ground. Interesting. So there's something about women, I guess, and people with ornaments on their daughters of Zion. Smite with a scab. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I guess just kill them all. Um, yeah, and they have like they're kind of seductive and stuff like that, arrogant, seductive, and they're wearing stuff like a prostitute. I'm guessing, like what's one of those high level prostitutes called? I think it's not an escort. It's like fuck, I forgot what it is, but it's basically like I think they're pretty much describing that. Yeah, like a courtesan, I think. Hmm. And lament the gate. Is that what I think that means? Or maybe that's referring to the city's gates. And there's some stuff here. 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel, only let us be called by your name, to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious. The fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And it shall come to pass that he is left in Zion, and he that remain in Jerusalem shall be called holy. So the people that are left in Zion, and especially in Jerusalem, are kind of considered holy, even when everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof, and by the spirit of judgment, and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, the shining of flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense, and there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, for a place of refuge for a covert from storm and from rain. Okay, so that's kind of like, so each dude gets seven girls, and they're able to kind of eat their own farmed stuff and wear their own crafted ornaments and shit and stuff like that. And then when he's kind of like de-prostituted the women and purged the bad blood, especially from, I guess, the Jacobian tribes, everybody will have like, good stuff, I guess, where they can praise the Lord. Fire. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Read more of this next time, but so far it seems like the book is mostly worried about how Israel has kind of went away from God yet again. In the 1,000 times that the Jewish people have turned against God. Talks about, like, I don't know, how arrogant the people are, how kind of sexualized and corrupted they are, and that they need to be kind of cleansed. There's some imagery about blood and stuff like that, which makes me think maybe God will kind of smite down the people with, I don't know, maybe thunder or some kind of disastrous event that kills a lot of the corrupted people, and the ones that are remaining get to live in God's glory. Cloud and smoke by day, shining flame fire by night. A campfire or something, tabernacle. Glory shall be a defense. So it's like, yeah, and they'll get to live in, in safety from the the natural elements and stuff like that, which might imply that the corrupted people will probably be dead from it. Um, Maybe that's his punishment that he's trying to bring down. Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting.